All right, for controversial subject number, you guess it, oil. That dark substance that is refined into gasoline that so many people use for their livelihoods. That we are told is a biocarbon, a substance produced by decaying organisms under the ground from eons ago, when the dinosaurs were walking around. The plants that they didn't eat, that fell to the ground and were covered over by sediments over the millions of years. Yeah. Just one of those things, just like we're evolved from apes, that's just taught to us by rote, by the horrible scholastic institutions, where if we talk back or don't say those kinds of things, we either get in trouble or get bad grades on the test. So if we question this or don't say the right answer, and we get bad grades, we don't advance, we don't see the process of these totally untested theories. You know, like with anthropology, you get somebody that's really looked at, like skeletons of the Neanderthal and Cro-Magnon man and modern humans. The differences are just so amazing. It's completely different species, really. When they get down to the Latin subgroups that divide, birds from marsupials and things like that, there's big enough differences to where there's no evolutionary reason to apply to the great missing link concept. Well, oil is worse. There's no reason to believe that. They find oil everywhere. And what really gives it away are those deep, deep under ocean wells, like what blew up in the Gulf of Mexico. Do you have any idea how far down that is? Miles. This isn't from decaying plants. There's nothing of the kind. I mean, this is no, revelation I'm giving you, but it's not a very widely talked about consideration that oil is produced by the planet, deep in the planet. And when you get down to it, you look out at the stars that are just on fire constantly. Well, maybe they're on fire constantly because they've got the ability to make their own fuel. And the Earth and any other planet is a star waiting to happen. That it grows oil, and when it gets to a certain point, it gets combustible, and it starts to burn, and becomes a star. Maybe that's it. Hello? That a planet is a star waiting to happen? And all the stars started off that way? It's this horribly combustible stuff. And they just lie to us. That if you dig deep enough, you will find oil anywhere. Which means that it's not a rare substance that's a finite resource. Which means they shouldn't charge anything for it. It's a big racket. It's owned by millionaires. That's why all the gas is the same price generally at gas stations. The same people sell the oil to all gas stations, and they have a monopoly on it. And so that's only a little bit of difference in the price. And they dictate to the gas stations what they can charge for it. That sounds really democratic and capitalist in nature, huh? Capitalizing on the capitalists. That's what I think. I think it's just one of those lies. And unfortunately, believing in this has me in concurrence with this one website that is total propaganda against the global warming talks, and which I know are who knows what too. Global warming's probably because of a planetary cycle that has nothing to do with us. The major changes. I mean, we definitely make a difference, but we are still just little specks on the planet. The wind can take care of all kinds of the emissions, and the trees give off, dead, dying things give off just as much emissions as our machines and things. It's just... Anyway, we make a difference, but that's another video. But oil, wow. What a racket. We got it at $3-4 a gallon. It was 70 cents just not long ago. I remember when Clinton was president thinking, wow, gas is 70 cents a gallon, that's great. Well, just an idea. I mean, if you have never heard of the oil is not a biochemical substance that's finite, and that it's produced by the planet deep in the mantle, yeah, that's what I think.